This video will walk through just some troubleshooting tips on the ProjectWise Managed Workspace. The first one is if you have your DGN open and you're looking at your About configuration and it's not matching the ProjectWise path. The first important thing is if you're testing it on your computer, you need to make sure that you go through and you either rename or you delete the local copy of the workspace and the workset folders. So for me, that's located right here in my D drive, OpenRoads Designer CE, configuration, workspaces, and then I would want to delete this DOT standards, dotstandards.cfg, and as well this worksets, I would want to delete or rename it. And then close out of the DGN, reopen it, and see if that works. Another tip that could be causing it not to open in the workspace correctly is you need this workspace configuration as well as the workset configuration right here. And this is because the msconfig.cfg, it must be able to find and define two variables. It's the ustation workset config and ustation workspace config to download the workspace to the local machine. So it has to be able to find these, and these can be blank and probably recommended that they be blank. And so you could just open both of these, remove everything within there, close out and save it. That way whenever you load the DGN, it looks, it sees them, but we've already imported them as CSVs and we've made all the edits, so we don't want it to read anything that's within the CFG, but that msconfig file needs them to be there. And then any of the other config files like the standards file, standards config, you don't need that. So you could delete any of the other config files. The only ones that you need is this workspace config and the workset config right here. If you're still having trouble opening the DGN within the workspace, I'd go through and make sure that all of your variables are spelled correctly, defined correctly. Just kind of copy apples to apples, and also within the ProjectWise deployment guide there's more troubleshooting tips, so just reference that and follow through some of those troubleshooting tips there.